Hi, fifth grade. So I just wanted to finish up the lecture from Thursday. So I had a little bit left, and so I'm just gonna say it, okay? I'm gonna move you down a little bit. Instead of doing anything on the board or anything, because you should already have everything kind of okay. So we had discussed Libya. That's where we ended up. We talked about how Libya had a civil war. Um, to prevent Qaddafi from flying planes over his own country, his own people, and shooting them, the United Nations decided to implement a no-fly zone over the country of Libya. That was to protect his people from him. Okay. On October 2011, Qaddafi was killed by I don't remember if it was protesters or his own military. It didn't say in the book. Um, 1 year after Qaddafi's death, it was still chaos and mayhem because remember we talked about power vacuums. And if you have somebody who's in charge and then all of a sudden they're not and there's nobody to take over for them, it creates something called a power vacuum. And so a lot of people fight over the ability to take over power, and sometimes that ends up in really bad stuff for the people. Okay? All right, so on September 12th, we talked about Benghazi, which is where the city in Libya where our embassy was. And for the first time ever in American history, even since then, an ambassador was killed for the first time ever. And that includes when we had embassies bombed in Kenya and Beirut. And so it's just kind of interesting. Anyway, a lot of people blamed Obama and Hillary Clinton because there were memos and emails and stuff that some of the embassy people there, including the ambassador, were asking for more protection, more help. Even when the attack started, they were radioing for help, and Hillary Clinton did not respond quickly, and so the embassy was overrun, and the ambassador was killed. Okay, very sad. September 11th, 2012. It was the anniversary of September 11th, 2001, and some people think that that's what triggered the attack. There was a lot of denial, a lot of issues. People tried to look into it, and President Obama and Hillary Clinton said it was a non-issue. They blamed some movie for it. It was just a mess. And I don't think we ever got down to exactly what happened in Benghazi, because emails were lost or deleted or something. And so the investigations, it was all very political. It was all very political. And so we never really found out what happened to those poor people. All right. Obama stopped missiles from going into support Eastern Europe. So when President George W. Bush was president, um, Eastern Europe was the continent of Europe, and you think of the countries on the eastern side, they were very concerned about being attacked. And so President Bush said that he would send in missiles to help them defend themselves. They're American missiles. We have all kinds of missile systems. One that we had developed was called Patriot missiles, where they would go up and shoot down other missiles. So it was like a missile defense. I don't know that that's what this missile stuff was, but that was the plan. And Obama decided that we weren't going to send missiles to Eastern Europe, and they were trying to protect themselves from Russia. That was who they were concerned about. But Obama decided, nah, we don't need that. So he didn't do that. I don't know why. I mean, it could have been money. It could have been a shortage of missiles. It could have been just what he wanted to do. Maybe he made some agreement with Russia. Nobody really knows why, except him. I mean, he knows why. And maybe his generals know why, and maybe whoever advised him knows why. But for whatever reason, he decided not to send missiles. I'm not saying that's right or wrong or good or bad. I'm just saying that's what happened. Okay? All right. Obama. Hang on, I gotta can't see where this goes. Oh, not that way. Okay, so Obama removed sanctions and trade limits on Russia. So maybe that's why the missile thing. He is also going to remove sanctions and trade restrictions with Cuba in his presidency. He is going to have more trade with China. There's a lot of things that happen in his presidency. But that is all that was left from Thursday, which wasn't much, but I was looking at the time tick off and it was like 42 minutes. I'm like, okay, it's only a 45-minute class. So I stopped. That's why. So today, this is only like, 5 minutes. So you'll have plenty of time to read. So read about what we just talked about and go ahead and do the workbook pages and the packet pages, and turn them into Google Classroom, okay? And did you watch this video? I hope so. And we'll talk more about President Obama tomorrow, all right? Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye. Love you and miss ya.